Greetings everyone, it's Greifer here. We're looking at a replay sent in by TheRagingRen. He's taking out the T10 US battleship that you can get for Research Bureau points, the Ohio. She has 457mm guns. She's got them in 4 turrets of 2 barrels each, so that's 8 barrels altogether. You can get it down to 20... Good rate of fire. Stock is 27.5 seconds, but if you put in the reload module into the 6 slot, you can get that down even further. With Ren, he's divvied with Yoshi from GGWP Indianapolis and AP Boomer from Thronx. Now, they do have a sub. No CV. 2 DDs, a spattering of cruisers and BBs. The enemy team has extra BB. They got a Ruprecht and a Massage in div. Slava, Thunder of Vermont. So good mix. Fellow Annapolis, a double Smolensk, which they got triple radar, so that's not too bad. A Buffalo, a Daring, and a Smelland. Obviously, they are on the map Land of Fire, and they have been given, by the grace of the powers that be, they have been given sanctuary to look after the Charlie Cap. Now, if you've played this map on randoms, for some odd reason, 3/4 of your team will sail from the Alpha Cap over to the Charlie Cap, and we can see already Donskoy and Henri coming in, but Submarine's going straight up the middle. Buffalo was lit for a moment. Ren has got shells out. How do these look? 2 overpins. Ren was obviously hoping for a little bit more. Using the Navigator mod, Buffalo's now reversing. Enemy Thunderer gets a good salvo into Ren, and he's down 20k hit points straight off the get-go. Not a great early trade there for Ren when you look at it from that perspective. 20k for 3k. Looks like he took a sit because he can only repair a very minute amount of that damage. Now, I myself get caught in this spot too. You push in a little bit and then you realise you want to turn out and there is an island literally blocking your natural hard kite out turn. So you've got to show a little bit more side than you generally want. Ren says, let's focus the Ruprecht. AP Boomer is going to give him a bit of vision. They're not going to contest Charlie here. Looks like Ren will want to back up. Secondaries are going off. Ruprechts are upon the Marso. Good discipline. He's holding his shots, aiming a little bit high. Based on RNGs, the second still gets sit. 4 pens for 17k. Good salvo. Ren is taking damage for it, but from the Massage into Ruprecht. Ruprecht's probably launched tops. Smolensk actually tops a Z46, as you can see there in the kill feed, which is not something you see every day early game. Considering the Z46 will have Hydro, that's the end of the Ruprecht. 4 pens, 1 overpen, one of those is a sit. So Ruprecht just like that. In all honesty, he probably should have turned the other direction. Turning as he did, showing his broadside to Annapolis, to Marso and Ohio that were focus firing him, was certain death, and certain death he did fine. Vermont has countered by just removing a GK off the green team. So red team secured Alpha and Charlie here. There's no real need for them to hit. There goes the Ruprecht's torps. There's no real need for them to push out, I believe, personally. The other sort of Ruprecht torps, they killed the island. Unfortunately, the island's hit points were able to tank those torpedoes. This is rather a game of AP Boomer. He's got a Daring, he's got the Buffalo. A few boats that can actually hit him if he's unlucky enough to be surprised by any of them. green submarine takes out the red submarine. Exciting submarine on submarine action in the middle of the map. Yeah, Donskoy seems confident they can take Charlie, but there's enough firepower just sitting there that I still think they should be careful. Looks like Ren's trying to use his spotter plane to clap this Annapolis. He's reversing, just waiting for that beautiful icon. Oh my god, what's the Buffalo doing? That is one dead Buffalo, or about to be a partially removed one. Partially removed. There's no coming back from that, and he's focusing on Ren. Surprisingly, he's got a Marceau in front of him. Ren's still trying to get angles on the Annapolis, but once this Buffalo goes down, they will be able to push this comfortably. Now, as Zhao goes down, so the green team's down 4 boats. The other flank has slightly capitulated. Cheeky, well, one hit, one sit. How many times do we get a sit kill when something's like well under the Citadel threshold, like 1,000 hit points, and your one shell finally gets a Citadel? It's a sympathy Citadel, one can say. But Ren's actually now down to just over half hit points. They're starting to push in. They got the Henri that looks like he wants to beach Annapolis de Marceau. Donskoy's pushing in deep, but he doesn't want to use his radar. They're pinging him. Donskoy said he's already radared, so that's a shame. At least there is already some communication. Annapolis radar goes up, but the 10Ks does not have the range to pick up the enemy Annapolis or DD. Spotter aircraft down. Other flank looks pretty bad. The Yami's kiting away. You got a Riga caught in on that island. He really can't disengage. He's got a Vermont. He's got a double Smolensk, Smeland, and a Slava to contend with. Bit of a hope and pray shot, and we have everyone's favourite game mode, Cyclone, where your detection or weather in random battles will go down to 8 kilometres. So it's a bit of an annoying thing for something like a Marceau, where you want to be farming things at that 12 to 13k. So to get down to 8k, that's going to mean cruisers especially will have an easier time to hit him. Someone in the chat is enjoying their interaction with the submarine class in a game. So as you can see, 3 versus 4. Enemy team have 2 caps. This Annapolis, that should be the end of him. 10k, 18-inch shells from the Ohio. Oh, Ren, you were denied, sir. You were denied. The finest of RNG was not on your side. Annapolis is still lit here. Don't know if he fired. He was definitely lit in that smoke for a long time. I would have fired there, Ren. Unless there was a mistake. No, I suppose he had expert loader. I still would have fired the AP, but you get a good chunk of fire on the daring, and that will secure him. Even if he tries to heal through that, the Marceau finishes him off. Me, myself, I would have kept the AP. I don't have expert loader on many of my BBs. I only really go to HE personally when there's only a DD on my flank or very definite DD, but it worked for you in that situation. You're finally getting onto a cap. Both teams are down 5 vessels, but you're giving up 200 odd points here. I don't see how your Riga is going to get out alive from that position. Eventually he will be punished. Ren's obviously trying to communicate via shell telegram with the Henri. Maybe they're looking to say, I've got a gallon of ice cream on the Ohio. You stick behind me and it could be yours, Frenchie, it could be yours. But yeah, looking at the map, it's not ideal for the Greens. The Yami's actually going into unknown. He's got Smeland, Slava, Smolensk. The Riga similar. Marso's your only real close-in vision. The Thunderer and the Musashi. If they'll play like I think they will, they'll go north, and once you're engaged and they can see that, they will push south. The enemy Smolensk is up though. I wouldn't have been pushing in against the Yami as a Smolensk without something to spot. It's so hard. You smoke up into Smolensk and the Yami just has to sail out of that 8Ks, and it will make it very, very difficult. There's the Smelland. Rieger's not long for this world. He's pushing in. He's got a bit of support now. Doesn't look like there's a smoke in that cap, so I assume the Smolensk has bugged out. Yeah, the Smolensk has taken care of the Yami. So that's actually a bit of a terrible loss. He could have potentially pushed in as the green team do a big push here. Very, very clumped up. The Henri, I'm actually kind of concerned about. He's got 2 BBs potentially to his north, and he's pushing into a Vermont. There's the Thunderer. He doesn't know those engagement ranges. And if he gets lit at the 8K, those BBs are going to absolutely give him a stinking headache with shells. Trading of some fires. Can't see how hard that submarine hurt the Vermont. I really am concerned about this Henri. At least he's turned out, he's got a few shells into the Vermont, but he's turned out. AP boomers firing AP. The Vermont's kiting out, he's getting out of that position, but you're about to have a Rampaging Ren bring his 18-inch guns to bear on the Vermont, who is going to be sitting pretty close broadside. That's 20k. They should be just mopping up an easy secure after a bit of focus fire and the submarine. AP boom, you can already see he has moved on to the next target, which is the DD, because that is how confident they are. I lied, he actually moved on to the Smolensk. Nice upper superbelt structure there, superstructure kill, and Smolensk Vermont goes down. AP boomer is going to be removed here. But he trades. That's actually really, really good work. He has taken out the Smolensk and the Smalin for the trade of his own life. So a 4v4. Henri's pretty low as I anticipated. He shouldn't have been in that position. Nice salvos here. Musashi takes a double sit, 4 overpen. So just like that, he's down to half health, and he gets a complimentary fire by the all-inclusive Ohio. They like setting fires on everyone. Annapolis secures the Smolensk. The green team's actually securing it a bit here. They're actually coming back around. They've still got 2 boats on the critical life support, but they got 2 caps. And Ren, rather than trying to chase the Thunder or Musashi's engaging their biggest threat. Because with the guns of the Annapolis, if he stays alive, he'll be able to do a lot of work. HE was loaded for the Slava, 7k through the nose. AP's being loaded, but Annapolis should finish him here. Slava's not even looking at the Annapolis. He's shooting at Ren, who's fairly well angled, and he takes those just on his upper belt. Aiming just for the Barbet, as you can see, behind that second turret. Gets the 4300 Confederate. He procs Halsey. Main battery reload time is reduced. Another fire. Looks like the Slava wants to get a ram off here, but the Annapolis won't let him, nor will Ren. And he ruins the day of the Slava. But while this was happening, the Thunderer was here, and he did not really shoot, or I missed him shooting at a point blank. Here's the AP. 4, just under 5k Ren. So damn lucky. So damned lucky. Continuing to kite out, again aiming for superstructure up about. 13k's nice. Thunder is very, very squishy in this situation. If Ohio doesn't get a fire on him, he's going to do a lot of damage. Annapolis, I expect some blind fire soon. No more heals for Ren. That's it. He's got 16,000 hit points to play for the rest of the game. High Caliber comes up. Not a great salvo. He's got a fire on him. His DCP's on cooldown. You really would think the Thunderer would mop him up here. Cyclones are lifting as well, so the Annapolis is able to bring his guns to bear. Will he have a burst fire mechanic for the Thunderer here to save Ren? Gets a sit. Annapolis secures the Thunderer. So 247,000 damage to Raging Ren. The Henri's going to go down here. Musashi Annapolis versus Musashi. We can see the shells coming in from the Annapolis. Just taking this widescreen. Even though Henri's getting into the act, torpedoes are out. Both having AP. There's that burst fire. No, not the burst fire. That's every 4 seconds or so. 8k, 7k, 3k. My god, the Annapolis. He secures it. Look at that. Look at that. End XP. Let's have a look at this. So Raging Ren comes in second at 2365. Did a lot of tanking. A bucket load of tanking with the Ohio. The Annapolis 27, 29 by Yoshi. And in third place is their div mate in the Mars. So AP Boomer. But have a look at this. Between all three of them, 10 kills. 10 kills. That is a pretty big effort. The Henri was on life support. Had Ren or Yoshi gone down, the Henri would have not won this game. Bit of a hard luck to the enemy team. They've got actually a pretty good base XPs of over 1,000, even a 1,400 on the loss. But let's have a look at the end game there. As we can see here, Ren, yep, 247k, 3 kills, couple sits. A lot of 324 secondaries, 6 fires, Confederate high caliber. Were the main ones. The other ones are Division Stars. Pretty solid game there. Showing some good ability to pick and choose when to engage a target. Early on you had the Ruprecht 3 versus 1. When to push after you removed the Buffalo. And then you harassed Annapolis. I would have... Yeah, you did well with pushing that into the middle. You came up against the BBs, and then you traded well with the Thunderer. You secured the Slava. I think it was the enemy team's game to lose, and they actually did lose it. The Slava could have potentially removed the Annapolis, which would have changed the result of that game. But thank you for sending this in, Ren. Really strong game. Congrats on the win. Now, if you have enjoyed this content, please click subscribe on the button below or give me a follow on my Twitch channel with the details in the description. Take care out there, enjoy the game, and I'll see you on the seas.